On today's Newsmakers, Chip and Joanna Gaines of Fixer Upper fame are once again under fire. We're going to break it down today. I am joined by Nair, and the two of us are going to give you the inside on what is going on. With no further ado, here are Raj and I to break down the latest drama surrounding Chip and Joanna Gaines.
Chip and Joanna Gaines are coming under fire for a show that their network produced. CBN's Billy Hallowell joins me now. Billy, what's the controversy about?
All right, so this is actually a longer line of controversy. This is sort of the next notch in the controversy. It's a show called Roller Jam. This is not a new story, meaning this show came out last year. It aired last fall, so we're talking October, November. I believe the last episode aired in November. But in light of recent events surrounding Chip and Joanna Gaines, mainly the debate around another show that is more recent, that particular show is called Back to the Frontier. And I just want to go back to this because I think it's important to understanding what's happening here. But Back to the Frontier is a recent show that they produced. And, you know, what happened on this show was they had couples living like they did in the 1800s. One of those couples was a gay couple. And so that sparked all sorts of controversy because Chip and Joanna Gaines are Christians and people assumed that the Magnolia Network wouldn't have, you know, that sort of content on it. And so flash forward, people have now uncovered clips from this other show, this Roller Jam show that aired last year. And on this show, it had significant LGBTQ messaging, according to some outlets and some critics. Some of the people who were on this Roller Jam show, it was sort of a roller skating competition show. There were LGBTQ groups, and one of the judges allegedly dressed in female clothing. And so there were all these different things surrounding this that have created renewed scrutiny on Chip and Joanna Gaines in light of the other show that recently came out. So it seems like people are looking at the recent past and trying to find places where maybe the Gaines have not lived, in their view, up to a Christian standard.
Well, you know, what's also interesting is the host of this show, someone that is as a household name that you and I were talking before we got started, also raises some alarm bells. What's going on there?
Yeah, you know, so Jordan Sparks, being, you know, a popular singer and a strong believer, she's talked about her faith many, many times, performed, I believe, at the Dove Awards last year, and has performed with many other Christian artists. You know, she has also performed, from what it appears on her social media, at Pride events. And so, you know, she seems to be affirming of the LGBTQ community. And so this has sparked a whole debate because you have people saying, well, wait a minute, why are so many of these Christians like Chip and Joanna Gaines, why are they facilitating shows and presenting these sorts of images? You know, I would note that there was one account that called this, you know, a show. It was one of the shows that the Gaines were putting out there that the whole family can watch together. You know, this theme of the family watching these shows together. Well, not everybody agrees that these themes should be presented to families, right? So, yeah, there are a lot of alarm bells here. And as far as I know, the Gaines have not responded to this Roller Jam, you know, hoopla. And they may not, because the show came out last year.
You know, as I was thinking about our conversation, I was like, Lord, what would be a helpful biblical addition to this conversation? That's obviously very controversial, very heated. There's gonna be lots of spicy comments, I'm sure. But God brought me to Jude, actually. Jude, verse 18. It says this: "In the last times there will be scoffers who will follow their own ungodly desires." Verse 19. "These are the people who divide you, who follow mere natural instincts and do not have the Spirit." And I think that could be a whole dissertation about what that means. But I do think there is a tendency in the millennial church, not so much in Gen Z, funny enough, but in the millennial church, to follow mere natural instincts, but do not have the Spirit. So let's be praying for everyone involved, that the Holy Spirit might redeem and rectify this situation. But it does present a a sticky point, right? Because here's a faith and family friendly network producing this kind of content. And I know for me, what's been really shocking recently, on a related note, was I don't know if you saw this, Billy, but Disney always had Hulu recently, but they like have fully embraced Hulu. So my 6-year-old son will be on there like, I mean, he's never get the remote without me, but look, here's Toy Story, here's Cars, and here's some like weird deviant sexual thing. I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? Because now all of Hulu's catalog is on Disney Plus. So I've always been that. I'm not a helicopter dad, but I've always been that guy, at least for my 6-year-old, because he's still 6, where I'm like, let me just make sure that I'm, we're watching Blaze and the Monster Machine, or, what's one of his other favorite ones? Thomas the Train or something, and not accidentally popping on one of these things. And now on Disney Plus, it's all kind of jammed together, which again, you claim to be this, not that Disney claims to be, conservative by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think we have to be making sure that we are not following our mere natural instincts, but listening to the Spirit, especially as parents. But Billy, I'll give you the last word on this. I know that this is a subject that you've talked a lot about, written a lot about. So how should folks at home be processing all of this?
Yeah, I think praying, a lot of people, they want to go right to rage, right? And so that we should be praying for everybody involved in this. I think the debate here is whether or not Chip and Joanna Gaines and others, and I think Chip even said this in some of his reactions to the first show, Back to the Frontier, that they're trying to love people and they're trying to be examples of that, and that you don't want to exclude everybody. And so it's this balance of trying to love people, but it's one thing to have, make friendships with people who are different, have people over your house, witness to people, share the truth with them. It's another thing to own a network and to put content out that is not representative of what you believe. I certainly wouldn't expect somebody who was an atheist to put Christian programming out, right? I just wouldn't expect it. I wouldn't demand it, right? So I think people have a natural reaction when they see this sort of thing. They start to wonder, well, what is this person trying to represent here? What are they trying to do? So that is what the debate is. Regardless of where you stand on it, we've got to be praying for the people involved in this, that there would be, conviction, and that for all of us to have calm conversations about it that are redeeming and that bring us to a place that is scripturally true.
Billy, my friend, God bless.
Thank you. That's all for today's Newsmakers. Make sure you head on over to the CBN News YouTube channel and cbnnews.com for more of the news you need to read. We'll see you again tomorrow.